Judge dismisses all charges against ex-cop accused of fatally shooting Eddie Irizarry. More after this. Hello everyone, and welcome back to ABG's Point of View, where I give you my analysis on the most popular topics in the world today. In today's video, we have an ex-cop, Mark Dow, who actually shot Eddie Irizarry point blank. And the judge dismissed all the charges. Go figure. Before I dive into the details of the video, if you're new here, welcome. Welcome to ABG's Point of View. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button as well to bring more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over, similar to yourself. I'm on normal subscribers. Thanks for coming back. I'm diving in. The charges against Mark Dow, the former Philadelphia police officer accused of fatally shooting Eddie Irizarry, have been dismissed due to lack of evidence, a judge ruled. Lack of evidence. Everybody got the video, but you got lack of evidence. Municipal Court Judge Wendy tossed the case entirely during Dow's preliminary hearing on Tuesday. She and others in the courtroom rewatched surveillance footage and body-worn cameras of the shooting. Dow's partner and the investigating detective also testified. The detective had originally recommended a charge of voluntary manslaughter, but the district attorney ultimately filed murder charges against the 27-year-old Dow. Dow sighed several times in court, mostly when the body-worn camera video was played. Admission of guilt. That's what that was about all day. The video shows Dow shooting at Irizarry 6 times within seconds of arriving on the scene. Within seconds of arriving on the scene. You ain't try to, figure out what was going on, why was things going on. It wasn't in the middle of a shootout or anything like that. You just pulled your service weapon out and you just start emptying. No questions asked. He was struck with 5 bullets throughout his body, through the windshield. A preliminary hearing is intended to determine whether or not there is enough evidence to support the charges. Irizarry's family members expressed outrage and yelled after the judge's decision, as they should. Irizarry's aunt, Zoraida Garcia, shouted outside the courthouse. That's why the reason the people in the city do what the fuck they want, she screamed, in a crowd of reporters. They don't respect the effing cops, and now after this murder, they not going to respect no effing cops, because you just proved to Philadelphia that an officer can kill anyone and get the F away with it in Philadelphia. I don't know the way she said it. They murder, they ambush. He was not a threat to none of them. We have said from the very beginning, this is a tragedy, not a crime, said Brian McMonagle, Dow's attorney. The evidence that came in today was undisputable. It showed that the deceased tragically raised what appeared to be a gun. Irizarry did not have a gun, but there were 2 knives found in the car. Before there was a discharge in this case, the other officer shouted, "Gun," and my client, through what he heard, believed to be a gun before he fired. Applying laws to facts is what you must do in a courtroom. And in this courtroom today, there was justice. This should have never been charged as a crime, and we're elated that Mark's coming home to his family. Now this is the cops saying this. This ain't the family, this is the cops saying that they're elated that he's coming home. Okay. Dow turned himself in earlier this month and was released on $500,000 bail. However, a judge revoked his bail last week, sending him to jail. Dow, who was a Philadelphia police officer for 5 years, shot and killed Irizarry on August the 14th. Irizarry had been driving erratically and went the wrong way down a one-way street in Fairhill, police said. Dow and another officer responded. Body camera footage shows Dow approaching Irizarry's car and firing several shots into the rolled-up driver's side window within seconds of arriving. Irizarry was struck several times and taken to the hospital where he died. Okay, this is going on and on. I am going to spare you the details. I'm going to allow you to go on and read the actual story itself in your own leisure. I'll put the link in the description. That way you can go and do that. What I'm also going to do is put a video in the link in the description, kind of, you know, giving you an illustration of what actually happened. It's going to be the cop's body camera. It's not going to be the graphic part of it because I don't think they're showing that. But what you will have is a police officer actually going through the video and actually giving you his account on what he thinks, and you know, you'll be surprised what you see. You really will be surprised what you see. All right, so I'm gonna dive in right here and let you know how I feel about it, and then we're gonna move on. Now, this kid Irizarry was driving down a one-way street, you know, kind of erratically. You know, he might have been high, drunk, or whatever the case may be. And you know, the cops was called to the situation, to the situation, and they pull up, you know, and all of a sudden they just start shooting, you know, and I'm just thinking to myself, why are you shooting this kid ASAP Rocky? Like, allegedly the one cop on the side said gun. Now, it was a cop on the passenger side, and usually they get a cop on the passenger side and someone goes up on the driver's side, just in case he try to make a move. Now, I don't think he can make too many moves or whatever. You know what I mean? They said he had a gun. It was no gun in the car. It's just clearly how things happen. They always say it's a gun, but it's never a gun in his presence. It's never a gun in the perpetrator's presence, because at the end of the day, if he had a gun, trust and believe on everything I know, okay, he'd have been firing that gun, all right? So you're not going to have a gun and then you feel, you know, your life is threatened, and then you're not going to, you know, do what you need to do to, you know, protect yourself, even if it is the cops. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, I'm here in Philadelphia, and most of the time cops shoot first, they ain't ask questions last. They ain't, listen, ain't no questions being asked. Oh, well, what about this? What about that? Nah, they not asking questions. They pulling the trigger, okay? In their eyes, they're eliminating the threat, okay? They pulling the trigger, and then once they pull the trigger, now, you know, they feel like, okay, I'm safe. Now we can start asking questions about what's going on. Then on top of that, okay, now you got your story of why you did what you did. Most of the time, the story is a lie. It's never the truth, because it's only on one side, and if the person is still living, or the person that wasn't shot, you know what I'm saying, which is usually the police officer, comes up with a story. Now, it's your word against their word. They're in prison. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not in prison. They're in court. You got a cop, and you got the guy that's in court, right? Now, whether the person's lived, then, you know, they lived or they died or whatever the case may be. You know, I mean, there's a situation where it's like, how do you win? You can't really win, because the police officer is going to go to court. 9 times out of 10, the police officer is going to win, because you're in court. The judge, they work alongside of the police, of other police officers, of the judges, the DAs, and all those guys. They're all in cahoots with each other. So if I come in and I'm one of the boys in blue, and I say, hey, I downed this dude because, you know, he was driving erratically and he was going all crazy. Then he went to go pull out a weapon on me, and I just start firing, you know what I'm saying? Well, incidentally, you say he pulled out a gun, you know what I'm saying? You screaming gun, but he ain't have a gun. See, my whole thing is this: when you sitting there, and as a police officer, when you're being trained, okay, they train you to have a little restraint whenever you're going out there and doing what you're doing, okay? Now, with that being said, okay, you can't react to the first movement that someone has, because you see them having a movement, you know what I'm saying? For one, if you want to eliminate the threat, why you don't just open the door? Okay, well, the door's locked, okay? Blow the doors off. Shoot the door handle. You know what I'm saying? Either tell my man or bust the window. Get him out of there. You know what I'm saying? More than likely, He probably was high or drunk or whatever the case may be. Even if he pulled a knife out on you, you pop him in the leg. Like a lot of these cops nowadays, they just pulling the trigger just to be pulling the trigger. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gun trigger and trigger happy. Everybody is trigger happy. You get a gun in your hand, you want to pull that trigger. You just dying to pull it. And literally people are dying for you to pull it. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't gonna never win against the cops. I don't care what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? It's my word against the cops. Who you think gonna win that? The cops gonna win all day and all night. Now, with them dropping all charges, first of all, you fired the guy, but then you drop all charges. Well, if he didn't do anything wrong, why would you fire him? Okay? I don't understand that portion of it. The portion of it that should have happened was, if you fired this guy, then you got to indict him. Because why would you fire him if he did nothing wrong? Okay, if he did nothing wrong, you'd put him on desk duty and just tell him to fall back. We're going to put you on desk duty, and that's going to be that. You ain't want nothing to do with it? Okay, cool. You can wash their hands of it. We're going to fire this guy, get him out of here. That's it. So then how do you let this kid walk? You know, after he shot this kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know what's going to happen in the city? They fuck around and burn the city down. I'm just going to keep it real with you. These kids these days are not afraid of anything, okay? They're going to go out here and they're going to do whatever they feel like they want to do. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, this kid just took a shot, okay, from the police officers. You don't think these kids nowadays riding around with guns? As soon as the cop pull them over, they're going to pull that thing out. As soon as they slide up on them, pop, pop, pop. You know what I'm saying? Get him out of there. Because that's what they're going to do. I'm going to tell you right now. Because they're looking at it as either me or you. Because the cops going to shoot you any damn way. Why not go out with a blaze of glory? You know what I'm saying? You go out with a blaze of glory, at least you can sit there and say, you know what? I did what I needed to do, okay? And I'm good. Now, I'm not recommending that's what you're going to do, but I'm just sitting there saying, there's people out there that's going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have respect for the law. Everybody don't have respect for the law. So, this is an unfortunate situation all the way through. His relatives have every right to be upset. And they need to retry this guy. They need to retry this guy, because I'm telling you, with him walking around, you ain't walking on the streets. You with your family, everything is great, everything is wonderful, but this other guy can't go back to his family. You killed him in cold blood. And when you watch the video, just click the link in the description for this video. You know what I'm saying? When you see the video and see how erratic this is, leave me a comment down below. Okay, and let me know if the way he was acting was a normal way a police officer would act. Or did he act in a way where he felt like he just did a crime and that he ain't want nobody else to come in there and infiltrate what's going on, what he had going on. He wanted to be able to clean everything up and do, you know what I'm saying? Because he did something. He did something he shouldn't have did. And he knows it because he cried in court. I don't care what nobody said. When you cry in court, you already know. As soon as you see the video, you bust out in tears because you know you did some F shit. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. You know what I mean? And you should have never did it. But what do I know? I'm just a YouTuber. But with that being said, if you like what you've heard, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button as well to bring more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over, similar to yourself. On my normal subscribers, thanks for coming back. On my new subscribers, welcome. Welcome to AB's POV. Do me a favor, hit that like button. On my visitors, hit the subscribe button. I see you coming over here from time to time. I peeped you, you know what I'm saying? Last couple of videos, I've been seeing you coming through. You know what I'm saying? Do me a favor, just hit the like, just hit the subscribe button. Just go on, join, come on down. You know what I'm saying? We got more stories like this. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So come on, join the party, and you know, join the family, and we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it do what it do. With that being said, check me out on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube Shorts. I'm a little bit everywhere. I'm doing all types of skits, all types of things. Well, I'm not doing skits, but you know what I'm saying? I'm doing all types of, you know, videos, the current events that's happening, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be sports, crime, you know, happy things, sad things, whatever, music, whatever the case may be. Current events is my thing. So come back, check it out. Let me know how you feel. Leave a comment down below, and we're going to keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, between time, I love every single one of y'all. Y'all be careful out there. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.